Did you just watch my Morningside vlog tour and want to know more about Morningside? Well, then this video is for you. I'm going to sit down on a Google Maps and just pinpoint where things are, how to get around, where the schools are, where the restaurants and shops are. So stick with me and we'll get right into that. But first, if you are new to my channel or if you're returning and you have not hit that subscribe button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for me. It really helps out my channel. Give me a like and hit that bell so you can be notified when I post a new video. But as always, if you have any questions, put them in that comments box below, or you can shoot me a text, give me a call, or send me an email. Guys, I'm here to help you out any way that I can. So if you're really considering Morningside and you just want to know all that you can, well then this video is for you. So let's jump right into the map right now. All right, so here is the map, and the red is just the outline of the Morningside neighborhood, and this is just showing you in relation to the city of Atlanta where it is. So it's pretty central to, you know, the center of the city, just south of 85, and let me scroll in a little bit. It's a little small. But yes, just south of 85. So, you know, if you live in Morningside, you have pretty easy access on to 85. Now, there's not like a super straight road. You kind of have to, the roads are kind of scribbly and they're not perfectly straight, but you can make your way up to 85 a couple different ways fairly quickly. And you can see you're right by, part of Morningside is right along the edge of Piedmont Park. So it really just kind of depends on where you live, if you can walk to it, or, you know, if you live over here, you can walk to it. It just depends on how far you like to walk to get to things. But, you know, I'll just jump right into where the schools are because I have those outlined right here. And you can see the Morningside Elementary School, which is very highly rated. It is located right off of East Rock Springs Road. But if you watched my vlog tour, I can't actually remember if I mentioned it or not, but Morningside is temporarily being moved over to a temporary location over in Virginia Highland, like right over here. But that should be wrapping up in the next year or so. So if you're watching this video past a couple of years after 2022, you might be back over here. They're just doing some renovations, and so that's why everyone's in a different building right now. But you have Midtown High School right here across from Piedmont Park, and then the middle school, Howard Middle School, is a little further down. It's over kind of on the border of Old Fourth Ward and Inman Park. So it's right down here. This is a brand new building, very beautiful. So it is a little further, but not too far. So that's where the schools are at. And then you know, if you watch my vlog tour of Morningside, I hit up the, you know, Morningside Village with all the shops and little restaurants, and that's going to be all right along here off of North Highland Road. I'll zoom in here in a little bit, but this is kind of the primary hub of all those little restaurants right through here. I will zoom over here so you can kind of see what shops are there. Bear with me one second. Okay, so yeah, there's a couple little, and you know, there's not a ton of restaurants, but there's a few. There is Whiskey Bird, which I really like. They have a great also takeout menu and kind of a flair on Asian food. Let me see if I can show you a little bit of what it looks like. So there you can kind of get an idea of what you can get. They have some fun cocktails and some tacos. They have some fun bowls that you can get. And then there is another restaurant right down the way, Noax. This is more continental, a little bit of everything, and they have a good patio space as well. They do have a lot of steaks that they offer on their menu, but it's another good one if you're wanting something that's better quality, a little bit nicer to sit down at. There's across the street the Family Dog, which is just kind of a fun little place to grab a drink after work. And then there's the wine store, and then everyone's favorite, Alon's Bakery. You know, here you can get things that are already pre-made to take home. They have a great little, almost like French pastry selection. lots of goodies. My kids always love to come and grab their little mini cookies. I mean, who doesn't like a little tiny cookie? But they have, you know, salad options, sandwiches. They have a breakfast menu that's popular on the weekends. So you'll see some people outside that restaurant waiting in line. And then they have a few other little shops over here. The 10 Spot, this is a newer shop that just opened. It's more of like, you know, getting facials and your nails done and that kind of thing. I still haven't hit this one up, but there you get an idea of what it looks like there. And one other one that I wanted to bring up is this casseroles. It's kind of a secret spot. I did show it in my vlog tour. You don't see it if you're walking down driving down the main street. You really have to, let me zoom out a little bit. You have to take a turn on University Drive, and then there's a parking lot in the back of the building. So it's right here, and that's how you enter, is through the back. But this casseroles is a great option if you're trying to get like a gift for someone that just had a baby or maybe sick. You can buy them a casserole. It tastes good, and they have all sorts of yummy selections. They have anything from breakfast options to dinner, and we'll take some of these and take it to the beach when we're going on vacation, so we have something to easy pop in the oven when we get to our beach house. But yeah, there's a lot of little restaurants right in through here, and that's kind of like the main hub for restaurants in the Morningside area. A couple other things I wanted to mention were Morningside has a lot of different green spaces. So, you know, for one, they have, let me go here. I mentioned at the very end of my blog tour of Morningside, right up here, this Morningside Nature Preserve. And so this is a nice little place to walk along. You can access it from Lenox Road. So you come up Lenox Road and there's a parking lot right here. And you can also get to it. There's a couple of access points off of this Wellborn Drive, and you can access it over there. Also kind of off of here too. There's another couple of green spaces over here. Just another one off of Lenox Road. And then another green space kind of over in this area. So a lot of cute little green spaces. And another, as far as playgrounds, you know, if you have kids, Sidney Marcus Park is right here. It's a cute little park right off of Cumberland Road, and it backs up to Sherwood Road. So that's one option. And one place that I like to take our kids, it's really small, but it's this Noble Park right here. It's a little triangle, and it's got a cute little playground equipment. Nothing huge, but you know, if you have young kids, they would probably enjoy that area. Okay. A couple other things I wanted to mention. Morningside is very, very hilly, so it just really depends on what street you live on. There's a couple of them like Yorkshire. This is a big hill. Amsterdam which is on the border of Virginia Highland and Morningside. Very steep hill. I love running down it. Don't like running up it. Your border is right here by Monroe Drive. So this is a pretty busy road. Another busy road I should mention is this East Rock Springs Road. A lot of people, you know, cut over here to get over to Briarcliff, or perhaps they work over at Emory. So this is a pretty heavy, busy road, and there's a lot of cute homes on here. So if you're looking at a home for sale that's on East Rock Springs, just know that there's going to be a lot of, you know, through traffic. This intersection right here, it is an interesting intersection. So you can either go left onto Lenox Road. Let me scroll up here. So when you're driving down Virginia Highland, or North Highland Avenue, it splits into Johnson Road, which goes this way, and then you have Lenox Road, which goes this way. If you stay on Lenox Road, it'll take you all the way up to basically I-85. If you stay over on Johnson Road, you can go this way and either head up towards, you know, North Druid Hills area, or you can cut down over to Emory Children's Hospital if you work over there, or the CDC. But this intersection right here, it's pretty dangerous. Like, it is, you have to kind of know what you're doing and follow the signs, which they're not perfect, but you have to, you know, certain cars need to yield versus others. So just be careful and take your time when you're going through this intersection. It's a little wild. Let's see. Another thing I should point out is, Lenox Road, which goes, up this way. Okay, so it hits the border of Morningside. Now, Lenox Road is another road that, excuse me, is very curvy. It's very busy. Lots of cars cut through here from coming back from Buckhead, etc. If you're looking at a home that's on Lenox Road, just know that there are a lot of cars that travel along here. But one thing I'll point out is some of these lots are huge, which is, unheard of in other parts of the neighborhood. I mean, look at this lot right here. It stretches really far back, and you can see how far back this house is sitting from the street. So it's not really a matter of, being so close to the road and you're concerned that, if you have small kids, and a lot of these are up on a hill, so your kids are not going to be running to the street by any means. But some of these homes are a little closer to the street, and so you might hear a little bit more noise. The one thing I do want to point out is there's a set of railroad tracks right here at the cutoff line of where Morningside is. So, if you do live somewhere right along here, you're probably going to hear some railroad tracks, train activity, because the trains do actually go through here. I've been stuck at this train track crossing once before. So it's an active railroad line. So something just to take note of. Let's see. What else? Morningside getting up to Buckhead is pretty quick. So if you're working up in Buckhead, this would be a pretty easy commute. You have a couple different routes you can go. Lenox would probably be the easiest, but you could also hit up, go on Piedmont and go up this way. So you have a couple routes there. If you travel a lot, you need to get to the airport. That's also not too bad. A couple different options you could take. You could easily zip up on 85, travel your way down to the airport, which is down here. Or let's see. Or you could, follow this down Highland Avenue and then hit Freedom Parkway, and then be on your way to connect onto 75, 85 that way. So you have a couple different options there. Let's see. Grocery stores, if you are, just normal errands, that kind of thing. I think your best option is going to be Ansley Mall, which is right in here, and it has a Kroger, a Publix, it has a CVS, there's some little restaurants in there. So that's probably going to be your quickest option. There is a Sprouts right here off of Piedmont Avenue, so that could be another option for you. You can also, if you live in the northern section of Morningside, you could also hike it up just a little bit north on Piedmont, and there's a newer Kroger that's right off of here, off of Lindbergh Drive. Or you could go down south, and there is a Publix right here on Ponce, roughly kind of right in there, something like that. So that's kind of where, grocery stores, that kind of thing is. And then what else is there to mention about Morningside? I mean, this whole area is just beautiful. There's a couple little roads right in here, which is nice because this is a cul-de-sac right here. This street, the Spring Valley Lane, Reader Circle. So having a cul-de-sac is pretty nice, where you're not going to have a lot of those cut-through traffic. It's just not going to happen as much on these streets. This Lanier Boulevard, I walked along here on both my Virginia Highland and my Morningside vlog tour, but this is a beautiful road. It has two lanes or two roads for each side of the traffic, and it's there's a center piece with trees and greenery. So that's a nice little spot. Beautiful homes all along there. And then, I mean, I can't really say that there's a bad street in Morningside, but one last thing I did want to point out was there are power lines. That's one thing, you'll notice it if you ever go hiking in the Morningside Nature Preserve. There's power lines that kind of run like kind of something like this. So let me, it might be better to show you is a satellite image, and I think you'll get a better idea. One second, let me zoom out. So you can kind of see this this space right here where there's no trees. That's because there's big power lines. So if you're shopping for a house, sometimes you'll find that the home prices are a little bit cheaper if they are right next to a power line, because nobody wants to live right by a power line. But let me see if I can show you a street view. But for example, let's see, which way am I going here? Let me go back here. I don't know if I clicked on the right spot. Let's see here. Trying to demonstrate it for you. Maybe pick a different street. Hold on, I know there's some here. Yeah. Of course, now I can't find it. Let's see. If I move up, here we go. Maybe. Yeah, so here's an example. Cute home. Cute homes all around here, but you're gonna see right between these homes, it's this power line right here. So it's not the most scenic thing to live by, but that's one thing is, hey, you get a little bit of a discount if you live right by a power line. So it's just something to take note of. And then if you were wondering about the Beltline, how close are you to the Beltline? So the Beltline runs roughly kind of like along Piedmont Park here and then down through here. So people that live kind of over here in this section of Morningside, you could walk over and hit up the Beltline over off of Piedmont Park, and it's probably less than a half of a mile. Now, if you live over here, you don't really have quick direct access. And reminder that this section of the Beltline is not yet paved, but it's gravel right now. You could certainly still walk on it. And there is a section here over in the Ansley Park area that actually is done. I think it's like right in here that this part is actually paved. But yeah, right in here it's still gravel, but hopefully in the next 2 to 5 years it will be paved, and then it'll be a little bit prettier. But yeah, so if you're living up in these areas, you're not going to have quick access, and you might say, oh well, I'll just walk over there. Well, it's going to be a hilly walk because it is very, very hilly. I run along these streets all the time, and it's a good little workout, I will tell you. So there you go. That's basically it for Morningside. Like I said, beautiful homes all along here. You really can't go wrong with a street, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful area. So you guys, that's it. If you have any questions, you put them in that comments box below. Make sure you shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email. If you have questions that you want answered, I'll be happy to help you out. But until next time, you guys, I'll see you around the neighborhood.